So welcome back everyone to my YouTube channel. Today what I want to do is show you how to properly collect or how to properly fill out a chain of custody form for DNA testing. This is for DNA. We also have a chain of custody for drug testing, but this is for DNA testing services. Every lab vary, but make sure you follow through. In this case, for this video, I'm going to show you how to do that of DDC diagnostics. So for DDC diagnostics, on this chain of custody, it's for 3 people. This chain of custody is for 3 people. Some cases are where you only would be doing just for 1 person or collecting just for 2 people. If it's for 1 person, most likely the other person is in another state or somewhere else, and there's going to be another collection site doing the other collection, but they will still go to the same lab for processing. So it's possible. Sometimes even for immigration DNA, most times the person is not in the country. They will mail out the kits to them in the other country, and you are in America, you do the American collection. So you're going to go ahead and put the first name, last name, history if they've done a DNA test before or not, their race. What's difficult, because this is kind of like self-explanatory, but what's difficult on this form here is a lot of patient wants to know if they should put their address for mailing. Yeah, they need to put their address because they also need by law to have their physical copy and as well as to get the email copy from the lab. So I'm going to make sure you ask them or instruct them to do that, and you wet sign. Once they are done, for all parties that are testing, you're going to turn the page to the second page. This is the most important part. You as the collector also need to sign this statement, because this is a legal document that is binding you as the collector, stating that you've ensured that they have signed, you verify the identification, everything is correct to your best of your knowledge. The ID is not expired, neither the signature also matches with the ID. So make sure you state that. You sign, you put your facility information here, and you also put the date. As you can see, once it gets to the lab also will need to do the same. So it's the signature from the lab, signature from you as the collector, and signature from the applicant or the patient or the client or the donor. We can use all of this interchangeably. So as you can see, this is the chain of custody, the document binding all 3 people, and that's what makes it court admissible, a legal document. I'm going to show you in another video the drug testing chain of custody. That's more advanced, that's more lengthy, and you do need to know how to do that. So I hope this video has helped you to know how to properly use a chain of custody for DNA testing purposes. And I'll see you on the other side. It's your girl, Dr. E. Don't forget to subscribe.